Recording. All righty. Well, welcome everyone to our regular Tuesday night Collaborating Connections professional networking meeting. My name is Dawn Evans Casey, and I am the leader of the group. Collaborating Connections has been around for the past 5, almost 6 years next month. And we are a part of the TTR networking, that's To the Rescue networking family. TTR networking has been around for the past 13 years this month. And we're all very happy and celebrating that 13 years. We've transitioned a little bit since our beginning. We used to meet in person, and once COVID hit, we started meeting virtually via Zoom call, and found that it worked very well for us in that we can now connect with wonderful professionals from coast to coast across the United States and beyond. In fact, all around the world. We have had visitors from several other countries as well, joining in to share a little bit about themselves and their business. So, a little bit of background. TTR networking is all about relationship building and education. So, while we do introduce ourselves and talk about our businesses, we also ask questions to learn about each other's businesses so that we can give robust referrals. And we share topics of interest with each other, what works for us, what challenges we face, solutions to those challenges, and general professional discussion that helps each and every one of us in our day-to-day business. So tonight, I want to say welcome in particular to our visitor, Jessica Phillips. Jessica has been with us previously, but we've invited her back to visit again. Thanks for being with us, Jessica. And well, let's go right ahead and get things kicked off. On a weekly basis, I open the floor to ask our attendees if you've got anything of note that you'd like to share. Any wins from the past week, anything that we can help you celebrate. So, does anyone have anything that they would like to share at this time? Wow, okay. CB's hinting he's got something. Tell us, CB, what is your win?
Sometimes this phone works, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, last Friday, we all met at the Haverstick. Well, not all of us, but we were all invited to meet at the Haverstick. Some of us did, some of us didn't, obviously, but that's still okay. We met with a lot of people up in Westfield, and someone gave me the idea to rent out one of the rooms there at the Haverstick to do headshots. Well, if you've been on the TTR and the Collaborating Connections Facebook page, you've noticed that this Friday is, dun, 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 drum roll, headshots at the Haverstick. Yay! So this Friday from 10 to 1, I'll be at the Haverstick room 2, and I will be doing headshots for all TTR members at a special TTR price, which is $50 for the first shot and $10 for each additional. And I'll have my backgrounds and stuff there set up, and we'll go from there. So that's my win, and hopefully, well, no, hopefully it's wrong. Next week when we have this call, I'll be able to tell you about the win that it was, because it's going to be a win. It's going to be a big win, and I'll be able to tell you about it next Tuesday.
Awesome. Woohoo! Thanks so much, CV. We are celebrating for you and claiming that win on your behalf.
If you need a headshot, come on down. We'll get you set up. So see you at the Haverstick, 9111. I think it's North Haverstick Road. It's there basically across from the Fashion Mall. If you've not been there, you take Keystone, get off at 86th Street. You go west about 100 yards, if even that, maybe 50 yards. You turn right or north, depending upon which direction you're coming, and you go all the way back to the end of the road. There's this big church back there. You circle around the church to around the backside, and you'll find this little place called the Haverstick. And you just come on in, and we'll see you there.
Woohoo. Are we sharing this by word of mouth amongst TTR and beyond, or how many headshots can you stand to do, CV?
All of them, all of them, every one of them.
All right.
We're sharing it among it's for the TTR members and friends, as I call it. So if you have a someone you want to share it with, that's fine. But at the same time, if you or coworker, someone who you're with, maybe spouse, etc., wants to get headshots done as well, come on over. So just trying to help the TTR members out and get stuff going for me.
Super fantastic, CV. You got that turned around rather quickly. I do recall that there were individuals who were inquiring about your next opportunity for headshots last Friday. So kudos
Yep.
to you for getting
Thank you.
that done. All right. Do we have any other wins we'd like to share tonight?
I think that's a win in itself, but the fact that thank you, Dawn, for covering last week's Haverstick. So that was a win for me because I couldn't be two places at one time. Even though I try really hard, I just can't do it. So thank you for covering that. Very much appreciated. Very much. And I'm slowly but surely reaching out to those that were there and those that weren't there and letting them know, just more about us. And it's a slow process, especially when you have a good turnout like that. I mean, it really was a good turnout. We always have a number of people that don't come, even though they sign up, which my husband keeps saying, why do people sign up if they don't come? And I'm like, I don't know, but I guess if it costs them something, they might, you know what I mean? I think it's so easy just to say, I'm not going to be there. Doesn't matter, but anyway, we're not going to ever charge for that, but we know it's usually about 50% of those that sign up will actually show up. So CB, thanks for coming out, and I talked to Catherine earlier. So we appreciate that you guys came out to the happy hour too, and keep, your commitment is really appreciated for everything that you all do. And I know Nancy's on the call now, and I appreciate all you guys just stay in the what is it, grinding? Well, that's not what I mean.
No,
what is it?
the grindstone, something like that.
Yeah, just, you understand what it's all about. So thank you for being.
We had an awesome time. So it was certainly my pleasure to sit in for you, Jennifer. I want to remind everybody through the recording and just those here on the call that there are about a dozen TTR networking groups, and you are welcome to attend or visit others especially when your industry is not currently represented, because you have the opportunity to meet more wonderful professionals that you might not normally speak to share your business, your brand, and a little bit about yourself. And it's just a great experience. We had a really good discussion at the Haverstick last week, wrapping up our jotted down July thoughts. And it's worthwhile to kind of break out of the norm and go visit a new and different group from time to time, just to meet new people and hear new thoughts and ideas and sharing. So I'll put that out there. My win for the week is that I'm maintaining my sanity. My husband and I have our two oldest grandchildren visiting with us for the week. previously they live out of town, so previously we haven't spent more than probably a full afternoon with them by ourselves. So that we've got them for about 10 days, and we're still standing. Man, I wish I had that energy. I don't know what happened, but they are little energizer bunnies, but certainly a joy to have. So my win is that that we get this time to make some memories, share some smiles and hugs and love, and just have a really good time. So that's my win. It's not business related, but you know, I'm still getting my my business done in between the fun. So, do we have any other wins for this week? Jessica, Nancy? Okay. We are going to roll into our summary of upcoming events. And I always invite Jennifer Johnson to give us some insight into what other wonderful networking opportunities are coming up that are TTR branded. So, Jennifer, if you don't mind sharing.
It's a little bit noisy here, but yeah, I'm en route to a rehearsal. We always have to stop and get some food on the way. Sorry. The biggest thing that I would tell you is mark your calendars for I think it's the 25th of August is our next Haverstick. Just put it on your calendar, whether you register or not, you know, and you're available to do that on that. And it's 8:30 to 9:45. Typically we use the whole time. And I would always encourage people to, you know, get with other people they don't know, and even people you do know, and reconnect. I mean, you know, just every couple months you should be connecting with people again and again, just to find out what's new and what they're bringing up. But this month it is the 13th year and 13th anniversary of TTR. We have a couple things that are still yet to be scheduled. I've had so many things that I've been trying to figure out. We're having a new website launched at the beginning of September. So it'll be Labor Day weekend. So that is in itself is a big event. So put it on your calendar that TTR is launching a new website. That is an event. I want people to get excited. There are opportunities that are going to be out there that I'm already talking to people about, that it's not even out on the website yet, and it's already a thing we're talking about. We will have a happy hour. It is going to be on the north side. If you have a suggestion, I'm looking at probably the end of the month, because I've got 2 different things that are happening at the same time. So we may have a week later, but that is typically the 3rd or 4th week of the month. We do a happy hour, and that's open to everybody, and you come and have food. What can you know, you can't beat that. You get some free stuff, and you get some, if you want to buy your full meal, whatever. But anyway, that will be out on our social media. A couple of the suggestions have not worked out, and I'm sorry, it's so noisy here. And then I think as of right now, that is kind of the there's just a lot. And then Dawn, you're going to talk about your September deal, right? Because that's a big deal. Okay, so I will leave that to you. As far as August goes, we always have the open at the Haverstick, and we always have happy hour. And we are transitioning, so there's some things that are going to start popping up. So I just encourage you to go to Facebook, check out our stuff. We're also on LinkedIn, and we're on Instagram. So I'm sorry, they're talking to, but anyway, all of that. We have a gospel concert coming up in a couple of weeks that is out on our social media. And that's not business related, but it is part of my business. So I would just plug that on the 18th. If you want to check out a great gospel concert, that is going to be in a church in Westfield. So we'll make sure people are getting that. But anyway, I hope that gives you an idea. I'm feeling a little scatterbrained because we're in transit, but hopefully that helps.
That does help. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank
I
you, Dawn.
always want to encourage everyone to stay abreast of what's happening with TTR networking through the TTR networking website that is still up and functional right now. We keep up to date with the events that are coming up, as well as you can keep track through the TTR networking Facebook page. As Jennifer mentioned, the TTR networking LinkedIn, Eventbrite events usually
Yeah.
detail our TTR networking events, and even our particular group, Collaborating Connections. We
Yeah.
try to update the postings to include what's happening within TTR networking and Collaborating Connections, specifically on our Facebook page and through our LinkedIn page. So there's just a whole host of resources that you can stay on top of things that are happening within our networking family. More specifically, as Jennifer alluded to, Collaborating Connections coming up on their 6-year birthday in early September, we will be having a Visitors Day, an official Visitors Day, which will be the first one that we're doing in 2023. And that is scheduled for Tuesday, September 12th. It will be along the lines of this regular Zoom meeting format, but we'll have some door prizes and some fun participating type of competitions going on at the same time that will help us get to know each other better. We're looking forward to all of our members inviting people who are interested in checking us out, seeing what our networking environment is about, and expanding their brand of their business by coming and talking and sharing with us. So we are looking forward to it. Please put it on your calendars. That Tuesday, September 12th, is the 2023 Collaborating Connections Visitors Day. I think that's it then. Let's go ahead and get started with our roundtable introductions. And I know that Jennifer Johnson is going to roll off rather quickly because she's got a singing practice or engagement to get to. So Jennifer Johnson, are you interested? Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Am I interested? I don't know. This has been a crazy day, but yes, I will do it. And I would just really put out there too that I know that Dawn said it, but it is so true that we've evolved. I don't know if you used that word, but we have gone in almost 4 years, which I realized the pandemic started in March. But I really feel that we've almost gone the whole thing. We've kind of gone around and we've come back to more of what we're doing here. We've had and we are continuing to have events where bigger groups can get together, but it always kind of comes back to this, where you get to know a smaller group, and then that group becomes your sales force out there, because they trust you and they know you, and you could probably say, anyway, you could say, well, I meet more people at these bigger events. You do, but it takes a while, and a lot of those people that are at those bigger events really have they don't follow up. They don't do that. So TTR is all about building that relationship and what that means. And it's not just talking about it, it's actually doing it. So every week we get together. Every week we talk about what you're doing. And so, yes. So who do you know that's out there that needs that? That is the relationship marketing coaching that I do. Really happens every week in all of these groups. And I would rather have, 10 to whatever groups operating like this than have, 20, 25 groups that are kind of half doing it, because it does not work if we are not really building the relationship. So anyway, I know you know that, but that is what, who do you know that's out there that needs that? And I don't know that it always works to do, we do it on Eventbrite. We do it on all those different platforms. We have it out on social media, but we're also finding that the best referrals to our group, new members or even visitors, are those people that are already part of the group or connected, because they know, and we're starting to go into, awesome testimonials. What a better testimonial. My goodness, there's like four policemen. Anyway, what a better referral there can't be than to have somebody invite somebody else and say, I trust you. I want you to come and meet my referral partners, and that to us in the group is like, well, they just invited that person. And, it's all about testimonials and building that base of your trusted referral partner. So anyway, in a long way, I'm a relationship marketing coach, but I would love to help you get plugged into one of our groups. Hopefully, then you find that, but how can we help you build a better network, a stronger relationship with your network? So anyway, leave it at that. Hopefully that helped.
Yes, it does. Thank you, Jennifer Johnson.
You're welcome. I may fall off here in a few minutes because we're almost where we're going, but thank you, Dawn. I appreciate it. And I know you'll have a great conversation. So
awesome. Thank you. Do we
You're
have any
welcome.
questions for Jennifer Johnson this evening?
Oops. That's where I'm like, no, mute me. No, don't let them talk to me. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
I would just put it out there though. If you have thoughts or you have things that you think we should be doing, or parts, stuff we should be, like I said, we have done all kinds of stuff over the last few years, just trying to figure out, and we're open. Some stuff does not work, and we just have figured that out. So thank you, Dawn. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Have a good evening. All righty. Let's see. CB, I see that you are behind the wheel, and I certainly want you to stay safe. Are you ready and in a position where you can introduce yourself and your business? Or would you like to pass for a moment?
Does insurance training, and I make it a point to only call my sister when I'm driving, because that's the best way to mess with her head. That's what you do with siblings, right? You handle them the way you're supposed to, right? So no, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Turn down the AC a little just in case, because you're right above an AC vent, so don't want to blast everything out. One of the kids had something at 6:30 that's about 5 minutes from the house. So Catherine's doing her show right now, Animal Whispers, which is over on spiritrealm.net. You can go watch Catherine connect to animals some other time, but she's over there now. So I got kind of picked to do the kid thing. So I'm CB Bjork, Ascension Imaging Studio. I do headshot product, promotional photography, also work with seniors, portraits, things like that as well. You can find my website, Ascension imagingstudio.com. I'll put the stuff over there in the thing. I talked a little bit earlier about headshots at the Haverstick, and if possible, since you mentioned it, if there's other groups that are out there Wednesday or Thursday that are meeting either Zoom or any other way, I would be more than happy to connect with those groups to also let them know and personally extend an offer to those groups, especially if they don't have a photographer in them. But if you know of anybody who's work done photographically, we're heading into the fall, so people are done with summer, they're heading back into work, they're heading back into that career focus, or you have a senior that's entering the last year of high school or things like that, reach out, let me know. Happy to discuss any packages or anything that we can to get you taken care of. So, anybody have any questions?
The only question that I have for you right now, CB, I know you've got the event scheduled for Friday. Do you anticipate scheduling future events like that, perhaps on a routine basis?
As long as it's successful, yeah. The with anything in business, it's again, I don't believe in the win-lose principle. I believe in the win-learn. Friday, I'm going to have a win because I'm going to learn. So if nobody shows up, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to take a look at everything that was done, and I'm going to see what parts of it I can learn from and possibly improve upon and do better with. So while this one, I do anticipate others. As with anything in business, something has to be successful for it to be repeated. So, I'm hoping for success, but I don't give up after the first one. A long, long time ago, galaxy far, far away, I started something called motorcycle photography. You have these charity rides go around Indianapolis, down on the south side, mainly out of Harley Davidson south side. And these guys go riding through the country for 4 or 5 hours, and they have these $30,000 motorcycles. So I figured, these guys, they're proud of their bikes. So I'll get some pictures of them riding. And the first couple times I did it, I made nothing. Bupka, zero. Got a nice day out there with my motorcycle and a nice tan. But I kept working on it. I kept tweaking it, and it got to a point where I would have rides calling me, so I would come out and shoot their events because they saw me at other rides and they saw how much the people liked it. So with anything, there is a learning curve. So don't give up after the first try. Take a look at things, evaluate, go back, do your changes, try it again. So I'm hoping to have more, but we have to see what the schedule allows for.
Okay.
So
Alrighty.
long-worded way.
No, that's great. That I appreciate all of that. Next, I wanted to say, since today is August 1st, and our August theme for TTR networking is awesome testimonials. I just want to know, is there a place on your website where I can where I can give you an awesome testimonial of my experience for my headshot, and perhaps communicate, that you certainly were great to work with, gave me plenty of poses and options, and did a very professional job. And I want to be able to share my perspective of the headshot experience with others. So how might I best do that to help you?
The best way to do it right now would be email, and I'll use your obviously headshot from the event that I did with you, and I'll add it to the website. I don't have a place directly on the website yet for doing something like that, but that is also a wonderful idea for things to do to add to my website for those obviously had a wonderful experience and enjoyed so yeah.
Okay.
Send me
I
that
will send you an email.
quote it and put it out there.
Okay, will do. Do we have any other questions for CB Bjork tonight?
Going once, going twice. Oh.
All right. Thanks again, CB. Much appreciate you. And next, I want to invite Jessica Phillips. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Sure. I'm Jessica Phillips. I'm a real estate agent with Above and Beyond Realty. I service Indianapolis and the surrounding areas, and I do residential residential real estate. I've been doing it since 2020. Yeah, I started right when the world shut down.
All righty. Do you have a particular target client that you're looking for?
I will do anybody that wants to sell or buy. I like to work with first-time home buyers just because I like to be that person that walks them through the process if they've never done it, because it can be nerve-wracking. But yeah, I'll work with anybody.
Awesome. I was sure to pass on your contact information to our member mortgage banker, Robert.
Okay.
I'm
Thank you.
not sure that if he has reached out to you as of yet, but I want to encourage, either way, whether you reach out to him or vice versa. I think that would be a very beneficial conversation for you too.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Are there any other questions tonight for Jessica Phillips? Yes, CB? Are you rolling off or do you have a question?
I'm trying to get this thing to pop up so I can unmute myself, and these iPhones aren't always friendly. So needless to say, no, Jessica, obviously I also do real estate and I am a licensed drone photographer, so I can do aerial shots of any property, land, anything like that you're looking to do. So if there's anything you need, think of me.
Okay.
This guy right here. Yeah.
Awesome. There you go.
Hey, Jessica, also, there's a meetup of mobile notaries usually run by Laura Jones
Okay.
at Carmel. I'll send you a link if you want to join them. They usually are on a Saturday. I think the next one is the 12th, if I'm not mistaken. And they're up
Okay.
in Carmel. And I don't know. I mean, all I know is you're gonna have a room of mobile notary people, and
Yeah. Okay.
you might find someone you really enjoy working with. So I'll send you that link. And I gotta say, I found Jessica on TikTok, and I found her on Facebook Reels, and it's like I really love her videos. I mean, she'll take videos all over the place. And it's
Yes,
like
I'm on all the social media. So
like, and here I am. I'm like, it's on my list. I got to do it, but it's like, oh, I don't look good. I don't look presentable. It's like, oh my God, I don't do any, but she's like all over doing everything. It's like, wow.
Is there any secret to your success with your social media
no.
there, Jessica?
She's not
No.
shy.
I actually just started the videos in May when I moved to my new brokerage. They're very big on videos and social media. I just started doing them in May and just haven't stopped.
Are you getting any responses on them? Is it helping with sales?
I haven't got any leads yet. I mean, that's the goal, of course.
Mhm.
But I'm getting views, so hopefully it leads to some leads.
As you're consistent with something like that,
Yes.
and your name, your brand becomes familiar, I'm sure that will pan out for your benefit. So keep going. I'm like Nancy. I certainly need to do it more myself, and can probably think of all types of reasons why I'm not going to do it right now, but
There you go.
but I'm gonna have to check out your reels, and that may be my inspiration. All right. Do we have any other questions for Jessica this evening? Okay. Next, I'm going to invite Nancy Vesely. Nancy, are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Sure. I'm Nancy Vesely, IHC Specialty Benefits, a local licensed health insurance agent. I serve the under 65 market and also the over 65 Medicare market. I'm about 2.5 tests down of my 4 or 5, I think, for Medicare for 2024. So I'm working my way through that. And I'm just working with some people that have fallen off or maybe falling off of Medicaid with their roll off. And it seems like they're really not sure how they're doing it, because 2 of the people I've talked to are, one just got the letter saying they're done on the 1st of the month. And then I've got another one that's, we're thinking about cutting you off, but we're not sure. Send us some forms and we'll see. And so she gets different answers every time she calls Medicaid,
Wow.
which, it's all new. So, how they do their rules, and, how many times you call a company and you get different answers every time you talk to someone else, and overstaffed probably, or understaffed and overworked probably, like everyone else at this point. But let me know if you need it, have anybody that needs health insurance. I can help them out.
All righty. Thank you so much, Nancy. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Nancy Vesely with IHC Health Benefits? I got a question for you, Nancy. I know that the state fair now is on and active. Is that one of the resources that might be open to medical insurance vendors to get out there and talk to the public? Do you know?
I would never have thought, I'm not sure how open people would be if they're out at the fair to discuss insurance. So I never thought of trying it, and I don't know if they have open vendors tables there that are purchase, you can purchase.
Okay.
I never thought of it.
Jumping in, I was at the state fair on Sunday
Uh-huh.
doing photography. I kind of work at the photography display there in the arts building, which if you're there at the arts building, you go down to the basement. Youngest got a first place for his Lego display. So
Wow.
yeah, building Legos like crazy, and look good. So anyway, outside in the middle of the street, I don't know what you call it, there's a set of islands to go down, and it was a mobility mobility Sunday, and every day they kind of have a different day that different theme, different whatever, and different people come in and offer their wares. This one was obviously aimed a little bit more towards the those who have disability and use a equipment for their mobility. So not just wheelchairs, but strollers, rollers, just anything that walkers, anything that people need for mobility. But yeah, contacting the state fair and finding out what a day is that you might be able to be there for a day and hand out information, might just be what you're looking for. I know we've looked into a booth there, and the state fair basically runs for 3 weeks. It's about 18 days in total, and they take Monday and Tuesday off. But it can be rather daunting to work a full state fair schedule from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 5 days a week, and all of that. So one of those days might be a good catch for you.
I was thinking more or less along the lines of, I know that they always have like a first aid booth or something like that, if not several on the campus at a time. So that might be a location that might be good to have flyers or contact information at as well. So it just crossed my mind as an opportunity to throw out at you that.
Thank you. Good idea.
Anybody else got anything for Nancy Vesely? All righty. Well, again, my name is Dawn Evans Casey, and my company, or one of my companies, is Spa Travel, which is a full service travel agency. We do absolutely everything from researching and booking, um, car rentals, general transportation, um, airfare, both domestic and international, cruises, resorts, hotels, destination rail, whatever it is that you're interested in when you are ready to get away. Spa Travel is happy to help. We prefer to do packages inclusive of the travel, transportation, destination, resort or hotel, and airfare if necessary. Certainly, we like to do travel plans that are booked out in advance, perhaps 6 to 8 weeks or more. I don't do very well with last minute travel plans and managing someone who's trying to just price compare. So if you know of anybody who's thinking about getting away, looking for ideas on where to go and what to do when they get there, because we can include tours, excursions, shopping trips, dinner reservations, etc., in the whole mix of the travel plan. So Spa Travel is happy to help. Additionally, my husband and I run a nonprofit that is geared towards family history and ancestry called Claiming Your Roots. And what we do is help families, multi-generational families, use their own time and skills to do their family history research and pull the information together into a wonderful package keepsake that they can continue to work on and pass forward to future generations. We started doing our family history perhaps later on in our lives and realized that we missed opportunities to connect with some of our loved ones, family members before they passed on. So we want to encourage this as an activity that engages the entire family from youth to grandparents or great-grandparents, get everybody involved, and for everyone to understand the value that can be gleaned from knowing, researching, and celebrating your ancestry. So again, Claiming Your Roots is our nonprofit, and you can follow us and our recommendations and resources on the Claiming Your Roots Facebook page. Lastly, I am a blogger who loves chocolate. So late last year, I started a chocolate blog on Facebook called Cheerful Chocolate Spirit. That is everything in celebration of chocolate. So if you like poetry, quips, stories, pictures, recipes, all related to chocolate, please feel free to like and follow Cheerful Chocolate Spirit on Facebook. At this time, does anybody have any questions or comments that I might be able to address?
Okay, I will mention, I ran into a cruise that is available for only $5,000.
Oh,
And it's for the end of next year, and it covers, it's 42 days. So it's like, oh my God, being on a cruise ship, 42 days. But it covers 16 ports, 9 countries, and it goes out of Fort Lauderdale, and then it goes Egypt, Spain, so it must go all the way over. And it's similar to a 1925 voyage on a cruise ship, Rotterdam 4 ship. And it's like, whoa. And the price really caught my eyes. Like, what? Wow, that's not that much for 42 days of stay. And it's like, whoa. I sent it to my cruise friend, but it's like,
Well, let's see. If you are retired or independently wealthy,
There you go. I would say retired. You don't even have to be independently wealthy. You could live on a cruise ship for 42 days for $5,000. I mean, beats paying rent or paying
yeah,
stuff. I mean,
it's certainly an experience that the average person would never have. So,
no, yeah, that's it. It's like, wow.
but those are out there. Those are definitely out there. And there are experienced or career cruisers who would certainly take advantage of it.
Hmm.
The traveler that I am, I don't see myself at sea for, 45 days.
It's like you leave in November and come back December. It's like,
Um, I don't know if you've ever looked into this, Dawn, and promoting it, but have you ever looked into doing anything with repositioning cruises? They're
You
one way.
mentioned that previously, yeah. And I
Yeah,
I have seen them. I didn't know that they were called repositioning cruises,
yeah.
to be
In the
honest.
in the summer, they go from Seattle up to Alaska, and
Mhm.
then as in order to get to its next port of call, which may be like Hawaii to Australia for the next season, you get to ride from Seattle to Hawaii and be on the cruise for that 4 or 5 days, whatever it takes for them to get there. And you're just on the boat and you get to enjoy the food and the amenities and all the stuff, but they are very discounted, and it can be a great way to get the experience without all of the extras. Sometimes it goes with it. So
Yeah.
just make mention of that, since she had the oddball one. I know the reposition cruises. I mean, if you're in the budget area, that can be a great way to have a neat experience without $1,000 per person and stuff like that. So
Oh
have you
yeah.
tried one, CB?
I haven't. I have a friend. She lives for cruises,
Uh-huh.
and she looks at them from time to time, for her and her son's 16, so she can kind of go on a ship and kind of like let him roam free. um so
Rolls.
well, because there's so much to do on a ship and
Yeah.
all that, so that's kind of handy. But at the run of it all, she's always been wanting to do one of them from the Mediterranean to the Caribbean, because they leave them yeah, they leave the Mediterranean at the end of its season and come south. And she's been working on wanting to do one of those, but it's a schedule work conflict for her. So school for him. So
There you go. That work thing gets in the way all the time.
All the
school,
time.
who really needs school anymore? You got the internet.
That's
you know
it.
Well, we were going to do one, my husband and I, from Seattle to Vancouver. And it was just an overnight cruise or a 1 day cruise, but it was like $50 per person. And I know we've gone up to Chicago and done a little river cruise, and easily spent over $50 a person just for a couple of hours out on the river. So that the repositioning cruise from Seattle to Vancouver was looking really good. It was just a timing issue that we weren't able to make it previously, but it's still on my list of things that I think I'd be interested in doing. So thanks for bringing that up, CB. It's always an option for individuals. You don't always have to leave from and return to the same port. You can easily make a very interesting travel experience out of leaving from one port, traveling to another, and then flying back home from that secondary location. So something
I,
to
would-
consider.
I would have to think, as a travel agent, they would give you some sort of discount, whatever, to try, I don't know, Caribbean or Princess or Norwegian or whoever does these. So you can then obviously use the word of mouth to market that experience for other people. So, I would think there'd be a great way for you to get one of those at a healthy savings.
Yeah. There are these trips called fam trips for travel agents, and I'm always perusing the list of what's made available, fam trip wise, for travel agents to get the deep down discounts and then be able to advertise and share with others, the fun that we've had and why they should be there too. So yeah, good stuff.
I won't be jealous if you have to do the meeting from the pool deck of whatever cruise. I just want you to know that, I won't be jealous at all.
Okay. Okay. I got you with my little drink in hand with the umbrella sticking out of it. Yeah. Mhm. All right. Well, thank you all for talking a little bit about yourselves and your business this evening. As I mentioned earlier, this is August 1st, so our theme for the month is awesome testimonials. And while awesome testimonials has been the August theme for the past various years, I guess I'd like to know, what is it about testimonials that we should be diving into this month? Does everybody feel comfortable requesting them? Are you looking for interesting ways to encourage your clients to give and share testimonials? Are you looking for suggestions on what types of content makes the best testimonial? I'm going to kind of open the floor and just allow you to give me some feedback on, do you utilize testimonials? Why or why not? And if so, you know, how are they effective for you in your business?
Well, testimonials, and for anybody, I always feel testimonials are a good thing because it helps ramp up that trust factor for people who don't know you. I mean, honestly, when you go to Amazon, you go to whatever to purchase, you look at the reviews, and a testimonial is nothing more than a review in its simplicity. So I think they're good to have. They obviously, for me, need to be honest. I know some people will kind of create their own testimonials and put people's faces on them and go from there. But no, having good, relatable, honest testimonials, I don't think ever hurts a business. But having the ways to get them can be a little tricky sometimes because you don't always know who to ask or how to ask or things like that. So that'd be my thought there. I'll mute.
I will take you back, CB, to our discussion last Friday at the Haverstick. And we had a participant at that networking meeting who brought a copy of an email testimonial to pass around and share with everyone. And the contents of that testimonial was not only how happy they were with the member and their professionalism in providing that product or service, but they went into detail about the impact that that product or service had on their life specifically. And they even furthermore offered to be a spokesperson for that professional to tell other people, to share their story and tell other people how great that product or service was. So all of that in a nutshell just kind of goes to show you the strength of an independent voice giving praise and feedback for a company's products and services. It can really go a long way. So it's highly desirable that business owners, managers utilize awesome testimonials. Even more important, though, that we take the time to make it a part of our regular business to request those testimonials, encourage the submission of them, and then to actively utilize them in sharing information about our products and services with others. So I'll let that be. And Nancy or Jessica, if you have anything that you would like to add.
I will just say that I don't have any problem asking for my past clients to give me a testimonial or a review, and I use them in my listing presentations, my buyer presentations, and then I'll post like some of them on my social media. So yeah, they're very important.
Thank you. Excellent, excellent solutions or activities around it. Not only requesting them, but making sure that you make them available for your social media audience to be able to see and read and know of those independent accounts of your professionalism. Great, great activity there, Jessica.
I will say I end up looking at testimonials and reviews of people when, especially if I'm buying things. I don't remember ever doing it before, but now I make it a point before I buy anything from anybody major, like for around the house. I look at the reviews on that company just to make sure that it's like not one of those companies where every other, testimonial is negative, or what they had to say about it. But I use them more than I've ever used them before. And I don't, except on Facebook, I don't have anywhere else to use them. But I have it on the back of my send out cards asking for referrals, so I could put something on there too. So
awesome. For those of us on the call, have testimonials or referrals that you've read, those independent accounts, made a difference in your action to make a purchase of a product or service? Yes? Yeah.
yeah, I've gone with a couple companies that ended up having some nice reviews on there. They had better reviews than some others. So it has steered me into certain buys based on testimonials. And even on Amazon, a lot of times, you're looking at something, you're thinking, oh, I wonder how that works. And then you look at the reviews, it's like, oh, see, there are more negative reviews than positive. And I've walked away from some items also off of Amazon because of the reviews that went the wrong way. They promise you this huge fan and you get it and you get this big. So it's like, maybe not reading the fine print. Okay, I'll admit it, but that's not what it's advertised for.
I have to share that I think more often now than previously, I do a lot of searching for referrals on the travel vendors that before I recommend them to my travel clients. Because a lot of times, their initial, the resort, the hotel, their pages look wonderful. The resort looks so inviting. And that may be pictures from when the resort first opened up 16 years ago. It really says a lot that I'm looking for the more recent reviews to determine what are people saying about that place now. If they're talking about it looks run down or it needs renovation and, listing several things that are wrong, then overall I'm thinking, well, yeah, what is the maintenance routine of this resort or site? And when something goes wrong, and I've recommended it, what is my client going to think of my professionalism, of my research that I recommended a place like that? So I might look at the reviews, then I might even call the resort themselves and talk to a manager to find out, well, when is the last time that, this location has been updated, rehabbed? Are they, is uh, that warm breakfast buffet still available? Or since COVID, when they were going to just doing little brown bag breakfasts, what is the norm right now? And what is the expectation that my traveling client will get what they need, what they were looking for if I recommended them? So it has become much more important in my business to follow up for um, for awesome referrals and testimonies on the potential travel vendors that I use. How does that relate to your other businesses? Um, Anybody?
I don't know where you were going with that one, but I will say after you said that, it's like, I know I've looked at insurance companies have star ratings on their insurance. And at times I've looked at them, especially if I've got two policies close to each other, to give the higher star my suggestion, simply because that means the people have been satisfied with it more if it's a higher rating. And I that's the same, it's the same subject. It's like going back to the referrals and how people view it now, not years
Yeah.
ago when it started. The name was big years ago, but is it still big, or is it still customer oriented? And yeah, I forgot all about the star ratings that are on policies. So doing the same thing you're doing, Dawn.
Okay, gotcha. For Jessica, I'm thinking, when you're recommending to buyers a particular neighborhood, or you might do they ask you for recommendations of a builder or anything of that nature? Do you take that next step and look at, what is that reputation of that builder or that neighborhood, or, etc., when you are making recommendations to your clients?
Yeah, I've been actually researching a lot more lately, like different new constructions, builders, just so I'm familiar. And that goes for any like contractors, inspectors, or anything like that. I'm making sure that like who I'm researching, I'm gonna want to recommend to somebody. Um, yeah, it goes for all of that.
Gotcha. So the awesome testimonials are important, for ourselves and our businesses. They're also important when we're looking at partner vendors, partner organizations that will assist our clients as well. I don't know, CB, on your end, perhaps it is looking at the awesome testimonials of um, the supplies that you utilize in your business. Uh-oh, can't hear you.
I'm sitting here and I keep touching the iPhone. I keep touching the iPhone and it's not going to let me unmute. Anyway, yes, a lot of times for me, what my work is very visual. So when I did Nancy's, when I did your Dawn, I did your headshots. It's something that you can look at and you can say, hey, this works, this is good, I like, I don't like, et cetera, et cetera. With the reviews, sometimes it can be harder to rate as I call them, an unseen product. And that's kind of tricky in Nancy's side, because how do you really classify a policy? I've got this piece of paper, okay, but when you need that policy and you've gotten sick and you've run up a $50,000 hospital bill and the insurance kicks in, it only costs you $5,000 or $6,000 for the deductible, and everything else is taken care of. You are so glad you had it. So it's really, my world, I think, is kind of easier in terms of getting a referral. And I mean, Jessica has that as well, because real estate, where you're showing me houses that were in my price range. Did we, how'd the deal go? How'd the financing go? How'd all this stuff go? And, you kind of have a faster, because, sometimes you don't really use the insurance policy, but you're going to come to a conclusion with the house purchase. You're going to come to a conclusion with photography. You're going to come to a conclusion at some point, regardless. So yeah, having that referral, I think, is always good, regardless of what product you're working with, working on, etc. But you always want to deliver the highest quality. You always want to deliver the best that you can. And to that point, it just depends. Does that make any sense?
Oh yeah,
All the way around the world.
absolutely. And I guess adding on to that, I kind of think it doesn't really matter where you are in your in the lifeline of your business, whether you're just starting out, whether you are um, experienced, or whether you are a seasoned professional. There always seems to be room for good referrals and testimonials to help you in your business. So it just kind of makes sense to think about how best to request them, how best to utilize them, and then of course if you've gotten a good referral, that's an excellent diving board for repeat business with that whoever was particularly pleased with your product or service. As I mentioned earlier, they can be your spokesperson for connections to new and great potential clients. They can themselves be perhaps part of your innovation team in telling you, I love this and I wish you had XYZ also. And that might be a place of growth and development for you and your business. So there's so many ways to effectively utilize awesome testimonials.
What some people, and this I'm sorry, I'm going to get in an off here, so bad me. Anyway, the thing is that as entrepreneurs, you're all departments of your business in a lot of respect. We can come up with great ideas in terms of doing things, but it's enacting them. Friday, I'm sitting there and people are like, yeah, I could use some headshots. When are you going to have your next one? And at that point in time, I didn't have any idea. And then all of a sudden someone piped up, well, you can rent the rooms here at the Haverstick. Ding, 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 ding. We had a winner. And, I will, and this is, I don't know if this should be public knowledge or whatever, but I'm not in it to carry around a camera and look pretty. I am in business to make money. And if I have to warp, bend, turn, whatever, I'll do it. And so to the end of a referral, what it takes to make the customer happy is always important for me. And if I have to bend what I do a little bit to give that extra mile, to give that extra 10% that, pushes them over the top, more than happy to do it, because that's always something that somebody else won't do. Oh, well, I don't do that. I do this. Okay, for $50, sure as heck going to be doing this. That's just how I look at stuff. Obviously, with some of the industries, you're regulated, and I get that. I'm kind of a freelancer out here, but there's still ways to show ourselves, do ourselves, and all the other stuff that is an extra for the client that somebody else doesn't do. So,
Absolutely true. I think in the days since COVID that it has been documented in various articles that a level of customer service has dropped off in some industries since the pandemic. And there are still plenty of opportunities to wow our clientele, to give excellent and beyond expectation types of experiences with them. And if we can get it done, let's get it done. And then if we can gather that awesome testimonial, let's do that too. We have an opportunity to set ourselves apart from our competition and to highlight the unique or special things about our business that might be a little bit different than the next guy. So all I can say is let's take that opportunity and get it done and get those awesome testimonials.
Long time ago, I read someone who is upset with your product, business, service, going to tell 9 people not to buy. Someone who's pleased with your service is going to tell 3. And so you basically need 3 positives for every single negative that comes up out there. So having an armory, having a suit of armor, however you want to look at it, of positive testimonials, I mean, obviously that's just a great way to go. So just saying that out there. So
Okay. I like that. I had not heard those statistics before. Thank you for sharing that, CB.
and then for social media, so Lord, there's no telling nowadays. I mean, how many people someone will hit when they post it out there on, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or X, I guess, Instagram, and all that stuff. The up here in Noblesville, there's I'll just say there's a certain restaurant that's rather famous for really bad food and really bad service. And yeah, I just saw someone posting about it again today. And it's like, I don't know why you still go there, and everyone that goes there has trouble and stuff. And I don't get it, but hey, you might get, I've had bad service, so I don't go back. So
you live and you learn. You should. Winning or learning. That's all there is, right, CB? All right. Any last thoughts before we wrap it up this evening? All right. Well, I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone on the call tonight, to remind you that we always encourage follow-ups through one-on-one meetings. Go ahead and schedule one-on-one with a professional, sit down, over coffee, or schedule a Zoom call or a phone call, get to know each other better, build those relationships, and see how we can help one another. Additionally, if you are out there as a part of our listening audience to this recording, and you're thinking about perhaps joining us one evening to share yourself and your business, we would be happy to meet you. So please reach out to us via Collaborating Connections on Facebook page. Collaboratingconnections@gmail.com is our email. And I think I also mentioned our LinkedIn page. So various ways to connect with us, and we would love to meet you. You all take care. Have a prosperous and safe rest of the week. And we'll look forward to seeing you next Tuesday night on Collaborating Connections Professional Networking Zoom call. Take care.
take care, Don.
Bye-bye.